Hello. It's Monday, the 30th of June, 2025. Welcome to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is competing in multiple series of mostly motorsports, and this will be part 12 of that mini series within update 13.4, and it will be the last part as today's the last day of update 13.4, and we'll also have a look ahead to update 13.5, and indeed I think that's where we're going to start. Okay, so let's have a look. Um, yeah, so I mean, I've already sort of expressed my feelings overall. How I look at it is we've got two new cars, two new motorsport series in the game, one new exclusive series in the game, and that's over an 8-week period. So I understand a lot of people are excited about the car that is coming into the game, the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar. It is just to push it though. Yeah, push it, Peugeot, push it. So yes, it's a hypercar, but it's still a Peugeot. So am I excited for it? I'll give it a go. Um, but literally, once this update comes down, there's nothing new to racing, which is identical to the previous release, except the previous release was a 6-week period. This is an 8-week period. Aloe enters the chat on the YouTube side and says hi. Hi, Eloise. Welcome along. So, again, though, as well, the two cars that are going to be new in the game are both motorsports cars. So, whatever event they're in, as soon as you've hit earning 250,000 dollars for the day, you're not going to earn any more. So, most of these events, I think you're not going to be able to do in one day. But we'll get onto that as we work down. So we've got a Peugeot 9X8 hypercar, okay, which does look very nice. There it is there being shown. Yeah, yeah, nice car. And the Lotus Emira GT4. So as I said, they're both motorsports cars. You can see there, both are costing $10. So in summary, it's saying round 8 begins. So we're still in season 4. So season 4, round 8. The grand prize is the 2020 Audi RS5 Coupe. I already own that car, so it's nice to see that the alternate prize is a lot higher than what it was this release. So this release, it was 50 gold. 13.5, it will be 100 goals. So that's not too bad at all. So Melvin Lee, obviously, he's very excited for the Peugeot 9X8. Says they at last, finally, super love. Well, okie dokie. So in terms of what's coming up, and as I said, it's an 8-week schedule. But you've only got two new cars in the game, which is a bit of a shame. So depending on where you sit in the game, it might be the opportunity of winning quite a number of new cars if you're relatively new and either the limited series or the flashback events are for cars that you don't currently own. So there is plenty of opportunity to earn new cars if you're relatively new to the game. So obviously, as of this evening, when the update comes down, the race day Peugeot 9X8 will be available. So my intention, I think, is to have a go at that tomorrow. I suspect I'll be doing it across 2 evenings, so Tuesday evening and Wednesday evening in terms of my time. Because again, it's motorsports. Motorsports has a daily cap in terms of earnings of 250,000 dollars. Now I'm going to flip around just so we get this in order. So the next release after that is on the Sunday for the Porsche 911 GT3 2021 Limited Series. Now it might be possible, might be suggested. We'll have to wait and see. But this car, I believe, is in. Let's have a look. It's in week 8 of the online tournament. So there's a possibility that car might have discounts. So if it does, and you don't own the car, you might want to wait, hold off till the final week. No guarantee at the moment. We'll have to take a closer look once the information comes out. But it would potentially mean you can win that car cheaper if there are indeed discounts on upgrades to that car. But we won't know for a few days if that is definitely going to happen. So that's on Sunday, the 6th of July. And then the next event after that, effectively, I guess, is a flashback event for the Radical SR10 XXR. This is the only radical in the game. Melvin Lee says 8 weeks, so long a schedule. Indeed, sir. Yes, exactly. And when you consider there's only 2 new cars, might be a bit frustrating. But yeah, so if you haven't got the Radical SR10 XXR, you've got the opportunity to win it. Again, it's not a cheap car. But again, fortunately for me, already own the car, so I'll be doing it just to earn the gold. But nice little car to win. Nice little car to win. So that is a week later on July the 13th. Sunday the 13th of July. And then we probably need to go back down to the limited time events. There is the first of 2 time trial competitions, this time with the Formula E Generation 3. So yeah, I guess that'll be fun. And on July the 20th, Sunday the 20th of July, is the limited series for the Lotus Emira GT4. Now, the problem when you've got a limited series and it's a new car in the game, you only get 3 hours worth of free upgrades. Sorry, not free upgrades, immediate upgrades, and free and instant servicing. So, with it being limited series, the cap of 250,000 dollars, you're going to hit that. Um, Typically for me on motorsports, it takes 3 days. As soon as I hit the $M cap, I stop racing, come back to it the next day. So there's a real possibility that to win the Lotus Emira GT4 in its limited series, if you stop playing in terms of motorsports racing, once you hit that daily allowance of 250,000 dollars, it's going to take you 3 days to win that car. So that is on the 20th of July. Now we need to go back up to the events because the event after that is indeed an interesting one. Hybrid Highway on Saturday, the 26th of July, and it is for the Lamborghini Cyan FKP37. Now I think this is a relatively new car in the game. I think it came in season 2. I might be wrong on that. So it's a few years old since it was added. So I reckon there'll be a few of you out there that probably don't own that car yet. So there's an opportunity again to win a car if you're relatively new to the game. So I think you can see what I mean. If you've been playing the game quite a number of years, there's not a lot of opportunity to earn new cars. But if you're relatively new, it is potentially a good opportunity to win a mixture of cars within the game. So that is on the 26th of July. So again, we need to go down to the limited series for the next release after that, which is on Tuesday, the 29th of July. and it's the 911 Challenger. So basically, it's the next time trial competition. So there's a number of 911 Porsche GT2 cars available to race in. So that's a 2-week competition. And then after that, we've got the McLaren 600 LT Limited Series. Uh, if you haven't got the car, again, quite a nice little car to win. It is a limited series, so typically you'd expect it to be free across the board to win the car. There's the minimum PR for this particular car in terms of completing the limited series. Unfortunately for myself, it's a car I already own, so I'll just be earning the gold. I will still do it because obviously there's gold to be had. So that's August the 3rd. So I think then yeah, the final event is Path of Defiance for the Mazda 787B. So again, it's interesting. This is technically a motorsports car, but it was added before the split motorsports and road collection up. So it's actually a car that's going to earn you R dollars, not $10. So fortunately on that one, there is no cap to worry about, even though it is a motor sports car, because you're earning R dollars and not M dollars. So, but again, opportunity, if you're relatively new to the game, to win another new car. I believe this car is actually in a series all on its own, so potentially worthwhile there in terms of opening up new series in the game. So that completes the events. And if we go now to the timed series, we just looked at the 600 LT, the one after that, the BMW M3 GTR Street Limited Series. Okay, a mid-tier car, 60 PR required to win it. Yeah, again, with it not being a new car in the game, it should mean that you will be given 24 hours of free and instant servicing. And I guess if you don't own the car, I believe you'll get 24 hours of instant upgrades as well. So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, effectively, you've got an event per week, potentially, of winning a car. But realistically, in terms of new cars in the game, there's only two. There's only two, unfortunately. And that also shows in the new series that are in the game, which is a bit disappointing. So we've got beginning of a new chapter, which is being added into the motorsport section, into the endurance prototypes. And there's only one car in it, which is the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar. So what does that mean? It means that series won't be open to you until you have won that car. Or indeed, you wait until the next release comes out and you buy the car for 3 million M dollars. Aaron C. John enters the chat on the YouTube side and says, hello. Hello, Aaron. Welcome along. Good to see you again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. And obviously, then, the other new series in the game is for the Lotus Emira GT4. Again, it's the only car in that series, and that series is called Performance GT Racing. Oh dear, I can't. There we go. Performance GT Racing. It is in the GT4 section of the motorsports area. Yeah, there we go. Only two new series, both are locked until you've won the car, and there's only one car in each of those series. What they have done is added one new exclusive series, not for any cars that already exist in the game, but for the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar. Now, the reward isn't brilliant. It's not rubbish, but it's not brilliant. So if you did decide to fully upgrade the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar, you'd open up the exclusive series and have the potential of earning 125 gold back. I won't be doing that in any hurry whatsoever. Now, what is interesting is we therefore do, because it's 8 weeks, we do have, if I scroll down, an 8 week schedule in terms of weekly time trials and multiplayer games. Now, I'm just going to fly through these. So, obviously, the expectation is the third car in the time trial will be available to have discounted upgrades on. Don't know at this stage what they will be. Typically, they've been 35%, but there have been one or two cars out there that have been 50%. So, for example, Aaron C. John has put, I may fully upgrade the Zenvo and the Valor. So, I do think that's a good choice. So, I highlight the Rimac Nivera. For myself, I've already fully upgraded that car. So there's nothing to be had there in the weekly time trial one. But as Aaron has highlighted, the Zenvo Orature does indeed feature in the time trial. And as it is the third car, there's a real possibility that will be the car with available discounts in week two. I hope so. And if that is the case, I will be looking at fully upgrading that car. It will allow myself, and I would imagine that would be the same for a lot of people out there, to complete the series it is in and obviously open up the exclusive series that car is in. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Week three, the Bugatti Lavoisier Noir. I think a couple of updates ago, most people would have had the opportunity to win that car because there was a flashback event for that car. I do own the car already, but haven't got it fully upgraded. So again, it's another car potentially, um, in terms of my circumstances, upgrade it to complete the series it's in and open up an exclusive series. So this part is looking like fun. Week four, we've got the Aston Martin Valkyrie. I do like this car a lot, and indeed, for that matter, the Valhalla concept. In terms of the Valkyrie, let's have a look at this. Again, for me, it's another car that I've already got fully upgraded. Um, so yeah, but again, there might be an opportunity for people out there. Now, here's a car that I think a lot of people will be excited about. There's been a lot of talk about Le Mans, a lot of talk about the LMPs. The Ferrari 499P is in a time trial in week 5. So potentially, if it is the top car, there may be some discounted upgrades on that car. And if there is, I definitely will be wanting to upgrade that car, to fully upgrade that car. So A, I can complete the series that car is in, and it's in a series all on its own. It will also open up an exclusive series. So this part looking good. The actual new cars in the game and all the events, not so good. But this part, there could be quite a bit of intrigue, a bit of interest. So Melvin Lee says all Ferrari, no upgrade sales. Okay, that's a shame. Aaron C. John says, I think week 5, either no discount or discount for Porsche. Well, that's disappointing. Well, I've still got my hopes up for that one. We have seen discounts on these types of car before, so fingers crossed. That is the case. Week 6. So again, that'll be a shame if it's no Ferraris at all, because I would have expected the Ferrari SF90 XX Stradale to be available for upgrades. But again, we'll see. We'll see. Week 7, the Koenigsegg Jesko again. Lots of very expensive cars. So I can't imagine a lot of people are going to be able to do this week in, week out. But again, if you're selective with which cars, you might have a bit of fun. Now, the only thing I will say about the Aston Martin Valor is it doesn't have I don't think it has an exclusive series. Let's have a look. Yes, it does. Okay, that's not too bad then. So the Aston Martin Valor was only added a few updates ago. So again, for most people, if they're looking to upgrade the car, and there are discounts on this car, you've got the opportunity of completing the series it's in, earning some gold back, and then opening the exclusive series it's in. So not too bad at all. And Melvin Lee says it's confirmed in terms of Ferrari. Well, that's very disappointing. That is very, very disappointing. So even the bit that was looking good isn't looking that good anymore. So then we move on to the multiplayer schedule. What have we got here? So for me, it doesn't matter which car is has the discount. Uh, I don't think there's anything available for either of those cars. You can win most of the series quite low, and none of them, I believe, have an exclusive series. So there's not a great deal going on there. Week two, um, possibly the Koenigsegg Gemera. If that is the case, um, for myself, I do have that car fully upgraded. It does, if you don't have it fully upgraded, it does have an exclusive series, so one to keep an eye on. And if it's no Ferraris, that's a shame because the Monza SP1, I was really hoping that I could fully upgrade that car and open up the exclusive series it's in. So if that is the case, again, disappointing. What have we got for week four? The Acura NSX Type S, nothing to be had there, which is a bit of a shame. Week five, again, if there's no Ferraris, that would be disappointing because again, the 296 GTB would have been very useful to get fully upgraded, complete the series it's in, and open up its exclusive series. So Aaron C. John says the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT has no exclusive series. Yep, haven't quite got there yet. Yeah, so apparently not. So week seven. Yes, the Porsche Taycan Turbo GT, potential of that having discounts. It doesn't have an exclusive series, but you might have the opportunity of taking that car to, well, maybe not fully upgrade it, but take it high enough so you can complete the series it's in. The problem with doing that is typically you're only going to earn 30 gold to take in the series to 100%, and who knows how much it's going to cost to complete that at this stage. We will keep an eye on that. So that leaves us on to week eight. And we've got a couple of the Porsches and the Honda. Now, again, as I said, this will be interesting because this car is available to win in a limited series. So if this car is indeed um, available for discounted upgrades and you don't own the car, you might want to wait off in terms of doing that limited series. I haven't actually seen any confirmation uh, at this moment in time, so I'm still waiting for that. I'm not convinced it's confirmed, but seen rumors. I've not seen confirmation as of yet. Lord Night Moon enters the chat and says, like a real life expensive cars. Yeah, yes, it is. And Melvin Lee puts, I don't know why Ferrari have no upgrade sales. I think EA have reasons. Well, I don't know. I don't know. So there we go, you see. So potentially opportunity of upgrading some cars, opening up some exclusive series, increasing your completion in the game. And if you're relatively new to the game, there's effectively 8 events, one per week, mixed between new events, flashback events, and limited series. But overall, I can't help but feel just a little bit disappointed. And if we've got fewer upgrade sales as well to that, bit of a shame. Bit of a shame, but that's where we are. So Aaron C. John says, if that's the case, I will surely get the 911 GT3. Yeah, I will keep an eye on it, and as soon as I find out, I will update accordingly. So Melvin Lee says the Porsche Taycan Turbo, the Cura ARX, possibly future add to exclusive series. Yeah, but you don't know, do you? I think when you're doing upgrades, you've got to make your decision based on what's available today. I mean, look, let's look at this release. Yeah, if they're struggling for cars, there would have been two obvious places that they could have added additional content, and that would have been exclusive series. They've not done it, and I worry that will be a trend going forward. In fact, what I see here is a trend, a shift in terms of Real Racing 3. Remember what the title is and what it used to represent. The idea was production cars racing on racing tracks. That's what it was. Hence the term Real Racing. They've moved away from that completely. I feel they've moved to motorsports. And I'm just a bit worried if that means they're going to completely move away from road collection. We've now had or we will have had two releases that have been focused on motorsports, and no time whatsoever has been given to road collection. And there's so much you can do on road collections. You're not going to have the licensing issues that you do with motorsports. You could even select some of the older legacy cars as well as new ones. It would seem to make so much sense if to me, if you released such a great car as the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar, even though it is a push it, and balance that out by having some of the road collection cars maybe being slightly retro, old school cars, that would seem to be a good balance, but they haven't done it. So there we go. That is the release. As I said, overall, I'm disappointed. I was a little bit excited by what could be available in terms of discounts on cars in the online multiplayer tournaments and in the weekly time trials. But if Ferrari is completely out of the equation, then yeah, even that bit is disappointing. Anyway, not to worry. Let's get on and let's do a little bit of racing. Let's cheer ourselves up with a bit of racing. So Aaron C. John says, bye Tony, I need to sleep. Okie dokie. Well, by the time you get up, the new update will be available. So get a good night's sleep and hope to see you tomorrow. So what I can say on a positive side is I had intended to get to 2,000 gold. I sit at 1,800. And to be fair, I probably could have if I'd have pushed it, and I purposely haven't. If I'd have, in the exclusive series, fully upgraded both of those series, I reckon I would have been pretty close to the 2,000 gold target that I was aiming for. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the amount of gold I've got in, and it puts me in a good place when the update comes down and having a go at the race day Peugeot 9X8 hypercar event, which I will probably end up splitting over 2 days, tomorrow being Tuesday and then Wednesday. Right, so we're going to start off just doing a little explanation. So I'm not going to do any online multiplayer tournament, at least I don't think so. I might do. I don't have a car fully upgraded, so again, getting to 6 gold, I've sort of left it there. Happy with the 6 gold, not bad at all. Another probably a race that I'm not going to do, so let's just have a quick look, is the time trial competition. So Sebring challenge, you see there, I'm easily into C. I don't have any of the cars fully upgraded, and I have been using the Oreca 07 LMP2 just because the stats are so much better, and it has proven itself to be so much better at getting around. So if I was to go to, first of all, my team, we're all using the same car. We're all setting half decent times. If I go to Group C, again, they're all using the Oreca Same with the top players in the leaderboard. So it definitely seems to be the best car. I don't have it fully upgraded, but I'm quite happy getting that car into C. But what I will have a bit of a go at is the weekly time trial. So this has been proving to be a bit hard. First off, the car that was available to upgrade, I'd already got it upgraded, the McLaren MP4/4, nowhere near the two motorsports cars, other motorsports car, and indeed the Nissan GTR LM Nismo looks to be the best one out there. But as you see there, I've only got 16 of 24 upgrades applied to it. But that being said, I've not done too bad, I think, getting into Group D. So Melvin Lee says 10 cars have upgrade sales July around first it's confirmed. So I'm not surprised there's a flash sale. If there is, I'll be covering that, I suspect, tomorrow. I suspect this will be specifically to do with Independence Day, the celebration of Independence Day in the US. I suspect the flash sales will be 3 days long, and I suspect those flash sales will start tomorrow and end on Friday. But at the moment, I just feel it's a little bit speculative, so I always hold off on that. But I do agree, Melvin, that doesn't surprise me. There is a flash sale. The only problem that we had with the previous flash sale is the percentage discounts were quite low. So it's one we'll have a look at, but we'll tread very carefully. Right, so we'll do a bit of racing. So again, just to confirm, I currently now have 0 assists applied to the cars. Still struggle on occasion getting round corners. So you might see me go off track a few times. Here we go, off track, not quite. But getting there slowly, Alright, and a little bit up. Not get too carried away. Okay, 0.3 up. Still won't get carried away. It's very easy to go off track. Right on the edge there. I am slightly quicker. Oh, so here we go. Right on the edge. Thanks. There you go. Lost it right at the edge. Right at the end. Not too bad overall, though. That's not too bad. Quite happy with that. Let's. We've got a couple of more goes. Let's see if we can improve. There is a small possibility of me, because you see there I'm only just in D, so I could get knocked out of D back into E. Right on the edge again. Yeah, I'm still just getting used to the 0 steering assists. Got to do something on this corner, I think. There we go. 0.4 up. So really for me this is just consolidating my position in D of all things. Well, there we go. I've taken it under 1 minute 3 seconds. Okay, think there's now very little chance of being knocked out of D into E. So a little bit of good news there. .3 away from C. Don't think I'm going to get that. Let's just have a look at what's going on. So 56 seconds is the best time when the car's at 96.2. My car is at 94.3 and I'm doing a 102.745. Not too bad. Not too bad. 9,000 in Group D. A little bit below where I normally finish. If I had a fully upgraded car, I'm 22,000. Not particularly good. Right, let's give it one more go. There might be still some durability left on the car, so we might come back to that a little bit later. Have slowly but surely carried on knocking or improving my time, so you never know. I'm going to go off track here, I reckon. Ooh, that was close. I did get that wrong, hence why my shadows caught me. And I've got it wrong again, going off track. There you go. Shame. We'll just go round just because. That was off again. So finishing off at the moment with a very messy lap. And I went off again. And yeah, no surprise there. It doesn't really matter once you've done it once, and I just thought, you know, let's give it all we can, see where we finish. There we go, last. 18 seconds behind my best time, no surprise there. Right, we'll leave that alone for the moment. We have improved our time. We're only in Group D, but I don't have a fully upgraded car. It's missing quite a number of upgrades. So with that in mind, I don't think that's too bad a time. Now, in case you don't know, here in the UK, it's the warmest day of the year. So I'm absolutely sweltering. It's in the evening and it's 30 degrees and I live in the north. So the south is typically a lot warmer. So it's the warmest day of the year for the UK. So there we go. Alois says faster than this year F1 lap time. Well, yeah. Thank you very much for that. Probably not this, not that race just gone, but yes, the other two, my best time. Yeah, good point. And Fit Porn sold me coke. Okay, strange name. Welcome along. Says I am at the top of D with RS upgrades on the Nissan LMP. Well done indeed. I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong. I wonder if I've actually spent any gold on this. Maybe I have a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I have got 16 out of 24 upgrades, so I don't know if I've spent any gold. Probably have, and if so, only a little bit. But that would have been a long time ago when the car was available to win in an event. Many years ago now, in fact. So Eloise says, don't have AC or fan. Well, I've got the fan on. In terms of air conditioning, it's a bit expensive for people in the UK because we get it out twice a year. But yeah, nevertheless, it's still quite warm. Deep Groove says, can you play Road Collection, please? Yeah, we're moving on to it. We're getting there. We're going to be doing the exclusive event. Unfortunately, one of the cars is a motorsports car, but the other one will be the McLaren P1. Right, there we go. So far, haven't earned any gold. The intention is there are 3 series available at the moment for me to earn some gold. So let's go earn some gold. Let's start with the Road Collection. So going into the next update, I've got the Motorsports sitting at 63% and the Road Collection sitting at 81%. And that's the highest for me it's been in a very long time. You can see there, I've got 322 out of 325 cars won. Now there is a decision to be made. Fortunately, I don't have to make it today, but I will show you because it might be the same for you guys. If we go into the seasons, so they've been talking about round 4 due to end in September, but round 3 only has 14 days left on it. Now, the reason why this is important is round 3, if I go into the rewards, yes, it had a 20% discount, but it also had a 50% discount. So I need to decide what to do with that. So I've got 2 weeks to decide, and it might be a case I might choose a car that would cost a small amount of gold on the basis that it's never been in an event to win. But we'll see on that. We'll come back to that. So just bear in mind that for yourselves, if you've been playing that long and you do have season 7 round 3 with rewards on it, it's possible you may also have a 50% reward. So you do need to get those used up within the next 14 days. Right, on to Road Collection then, into the exclusive series. Both cars sit at 48%. We'll start with the McLaren P1. Now, I've found this to be a very difficult car to drive. I'm going to, at the moment, avoid the short races. So I won't be doing Speed Snap, I won't be doing Autocross, and I won't be doing Drag Race. I'm going to focus on the medium races. So things like Speed Record, head to head, and well, I think I've done all the hunters. So predominantly speed record and head to head. And when the durability on the car is low, I'll finish off with doing a cup as well. So speed record first. Junior course at Monza. This car, as I said, is very difficult to to drive. I don't think I need to worry too much about starting from behind the start line. I'm just going to go around the corner. I think the other side, the other straight, will be where I'll be setting my fastest miles per hour. It's all about getting this corner right though, I think, so I can accelerate all the way down, and I have completely messed that up. Let's go back then. Yeah, so it's going to be critical that I get the acceleration right, unlike what I just did there. There we go. Now I may go flying off the end of the track, because I'm not stopping until I've got... There we go, whoops. Managed to get first. Not until I went off track, but that's sometimes what you have to do. A little bit messy, a little bit dirty, but first place nevertheless. And fingers crossed, that should mean my first set of rewards, my first set of completion rewards for the evening. Deep Groove says it's so hard for me to get coins because I have to upgrade my cars all the time. I'm only on level 37. So when you're starting off, what I would probably suggest you focus on is either completing the earlier motorsports, specifically Formula One 2019 series, because the cars only cost $M, so you don't have to spend any gold. And also the earlier series in Road Collection, because typically the cars only cost R and again, you don't need to spend gold, and you use your gold earning from getting to the completion level. Now, the thing about starting off is you do have to do a lot of racing, but every racing earns you R. So at least every race you do, you get R, which you can then spend on upgrading the car. So it is a little bit of a slog to begin with, but trust me, it's worthwhile. It does pay dividends down the line. As you can see there, I've got a crazy amount of R. So what happens is once you switch, once you sort of start off, eventually you'll get to some of the higher levels, and then all of a sudden all the cars cost gold upgrades, not R upgrades, and then all of a sudden you can't spend your R. So people always go, wow, that's an amazing amount of R. Well, it's only because I can't spend it. I cannot spend the 618 million odd dollars that I have. But yeah, definitely when you're starting off, just focus on some of the early series. The cars typically on Motorsports only cost $them, and the cars typically on Road Collection only cost $R. And at least in each of those scenarios, every race you do earns you on Motorsports $M, on Road Collection $R. So at least you're earning money that you can spend on upgrades, and you slowly but surely make your way up. There's no easy fix, and if, for somebody starting nowadays, again, just look at the amount of cars that you can earn in total. Road Collection, it's 325 cars. That's a lot of cars to win. Motorsports, it's not so much, but 223 cars is still a significant amount of cars to earn. So yeah, you've got your work cut out. So you just break it into little sessions on a daily basis. But always remember as well, if you go into the game daily, you get a reward, whether that be $R, $M, or gold. So it is important, even if you don't do a race, that you go in on a daily basis. What else we got? A fit porn sold me Coke. Okay, ass. Well, at level 150 plus, you can get 210 gold just for login. I don't know what that means exactly. It's hard as it is hard to get gold. Ah, right. Okay. So basically, I think when you've got to 150 level, when you go into the game on a daily basis, your reward is doubled. So yes, that is true. I think that's what you mean by that. And Lord Night Moon correctly says watching ads give you 20 gold, but there's a lot. Yeah, so on a daily basis, you can play adverts. It's not as straightforward though as earning 20 gold. It used to be. A long time ago, all that used to happen is you get adverts, and whenever they were available, they'd go into the game. And you typically earn between 10 and 15 gold a day. And literally every advert you used to earn gold. Nowadays, however, they've set up like a system. So the first 5 ads, you earn 1 gold per ad. Then the next 20, you earn $2,000 per ad. Now, for the guys that are starting out, it's an easy way of getting $. So, it's not that big a um, it's not that big a disaster. It could be an easy way of getting some $. Then the next 5, so it's 5, you earn 1 gold per ad. The next 20, it's $2,000 per ad, and then the next 5, it's 1 gold per ad, and then it's the next 50. So you've got to play 50 adverts, and each advert of that 50 earns you $2,000 per ad, and then again you've got 5 ads that earn you 1 gold per ad, and then it's 100 adverts earning you $2,000 per ad, and then finally you get 5 adverts earning you 1 gold per ad, and obviously that equates to the 20 gold a day that you can potentially earn. But it's a lot of effort to do that. So um a fit porn sold me coat said, mate, just give up. No, you don't give up. You keep trying. Ayaka Yokota says, hello, Ayaka. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Deep Groove says, did you know you can get a Mitsubishi for free? Um, Probably can't, because I suspect I've already got them. There we go. Um, Yes. So you could get you in the last update, you could get the Mitsubishi Motors Lancer Evolution X for free. Yes. Not sure if that's still available now, but yes, yes. That came out in, I think it was the last update. No, yeah, the last update. So literally, if we go to Road Collection and into Season 4, you were literally given, where is it? Lost it now. Said Mitsubishi, didn't it? Yeah. Where is it? Maybe it wasn't Mitsubishi. Was it Mitsubishi? There we go. In the Battle of the Evos, you got that one for free. And you'll see there, I got it for free. I didn't win it. and all I've done is applied 7 upgrades, which is the Ardell upgrades, and I haven't spent any gold on it. But we might do in the future. There might not be a great deal going on in the next release, so we might have the opportunity to do that. Anyway, let's go back into the exclusive series, carry on racing the McLaren P1. Plenty of durability left on this car. As I said, I'm not going to do the short races, so we'll skip tier 3. We'll focus on tier 4 with the head-to-head around Melbourne. Eloise says, how do you memorize all that ad thing? Yeah, because I've done it. What I tend to do is I just leave the iPad on in the background while I'm working, and every now and then I play the ads. But I didn't know it for a long time when they changed it, and then I came across it in terms of I think it was some information on the Wikipedia. I thought, right, okay. It's not free money because you've got to have the iPad on playing the adverts, which can be a bit annoying. But if you do need to top up your gold, it's not a bad way of doing it. Now, at the beginning of not this release, but the previous release, for a period of time, I was getting double rewards. So I was actually getting 2 gold per advert and $4,000 per advert. But that only lasted about 4 weeks, and then I've not had it since. So I don't know if they did that in error. No idea. But they were good times. 40 gold a day. $40 gold a day, and something silly like $500,000 a day. There we go. Ayaka Yokotar says the boring update will come at 1 p.m. So Ayaka lives in, I think it's California. So that's 1 p.m. in California. For the UK, it's going to come out in an hour, which will be 9 p.m. my time. And if we're still playing, we'll see if we can download it and take a quick look. We'll see how we're getting on. Deep Groove says, have you finished the V8 Muscle Hustle? Can you tell me which area the game that's in is? Road Collection, and I'm sure I have, but it'll take me forever to find it. But if you give me a bit more information about where that is, I'll bring it up on screen and show you. After Porn Sold Me Goat says 50 ads for 5 gold coin is not very good. No, it's not. White Pro enters the chat and says hi. Right, and then Deep Groove says it's in Road Collection Pro M at AMs. Right, okay. So let's have a look. Let's see how we've got on with that one. So if we go to Road Collection, and there we go. All right, okay, so right at the beginning. So what was the series called again? It was called V8 Muscle Hustle. So we've got V8 Naturals. There we go, V8 Muscle Hustle. Yep, 100%. Got all the cars. Don't know if I've got any fully upgraded. Let's have a look. No. Strangely enough, no car at this level, unfortunately, has any exclusive series. But there's some serious upgrades on some of these cars. The Ford Mustang GT Premium, 28 out of 31 upgrades. The Ford Shelby GT500, 24 out of 27 upgrades. Now, one of the nice things that I used to like about these earlier series is typically the top car in one series would be the first car in the next series. So it used to be a good way of moving forward and opening up the next series. You don't get that so much in seasons 1 through to 4, or indeed on the motorsport side, which I think is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Right, back to McLaren P1. So that's on tier 4 head to head. I'm going to skip the drag race for the moment and also autocross. So we'll do tier 8. We've got a couple of races there. We've got speed record and head to head. So we'll do the speed record first. It's around the Bugatti circuit. What have we got to get? 180 miles per hour. There might be a little bit of going off track for this. Let's see how we get on. Then again, there might not be. Look at that, we've done it already. Oh yeah. You can see there though, that P1, just the back end just wants to give up on me. It's a shame, isn't it? I do really like this car, but it's just not quite balanced. I always feel like I'm about to lose the back end. I think my nose is about to run. Might have to pause the game. Excuse me one moment. I have to pause the game. Runny nose. Okay, right, I'm back. Right, what else we got? So White Pro says, oh right, so so there are a lot of people, to be fair, that are very excited about the next release with it, the Peugeot 9X8 hypercar being in it. So for example, the account known as a Fit Porn Sold Me Coke. I'm not sure I like keep saying that, to be fair. It says there the greatest update of the year will come at 1 p.m. I am not so sure, but if you're looking forward to it, I'm very happy for you. White Pro puts I'm one goal away from completing Interlagos interlude. I'm not joking. Very good. That's good. That's free money. Never forget that. It's free money. Well done. Keep it up. Deep Groove says, do you have have you bought any VW cars? Well, we'll take a look. We'll take a look. I think I've got them all, including the IDR as well, which is a nice car. And White Pro says, if I can complete Interlagos Interlude, it would be the first proper event I completed. Well done. Well done indeed. Seriously, have you not completed any other events? Okay, well, if that's the case, well done. Got to start somewhere. That's a good place to start. The Volante is a good car to have in your garage. And in terms of cost, it's good value for money as well. Right, let's have a look at these VW cars. Of which I'm pretty sure, if I haven't got them all, I've got almost all of them. Right, so there we go. That is... Well, get that turned up, it's a bit low. There we go. Right, so that is 53%. We're at tier 8. We will come back to that. We're flipping around a bit, but why not? So if we go to the road garage and into my collection, and we'll do a search for VW. There we go. There's only 3 cars in the game. It's a bit disappointing, really, when you think about it. So what I have got is the VW IDR, and I have got that car fully upgraded. So I've completed all the series that car is in, which is 2. So a normal series in the game, which is Shock and Awe, and the car's exclusive series. The Volkswagen Golf GTI 2021. Now you see there I've only upgraded it to 7. So I suspect that was a car that I won. And I've only applied, and when I say won, I mean it was the season sort of like grand prize. and I've only upgraded it one across the board, so I've only spent our dollars on it. And then the third car is the Volkswagen XL Sport, of which I've upgraded it to 26 out of 28. So in the game, it looks like I've got all three VWs, but let's just double check that. If we go to buy cars, let's just make sure there aren't any other cars. There we go, VW, only 3 cars in the game, and I do indeed own them all. Hopefully that answers your question there. And Yunus says hello and says good luck. Thank you very much for that. That's a common message from Yunus, always wishing me good luck. Thank you very much for that. So, White Pros put, I really struggled with the second to last goal in the Interlagos interlude. I struggled to get to 201 miles per hour 3 times. Okay. Sounds like you've done it though now, so well done. And then goes on to put, I have 1 goal left in Interlagos interlude. I need to get it. So goodbye. Okay, fair enough. Best of luck. Right, so Tier 8, head-to-head around the international circuit at Dubai. Now, it looks like I'm going to be racing against one of the members of my team, or rather a copy of one of the members of my team. So I just need to be a bit careful not to go off track here. I'm in the lead, just need to stay there. Always find it hard on this long straight exactly where to brake. So I tend to brake just at the end of these. There we go, just there at the end of the on the right hand side. There were some adverts on the barriers. Seems to work just about. Doing too badly though, 200 yards ahead of second into the final part of the lap. There you go, lost it. Not enough though to lose, so there we go, that is a first. So the person who has Coke in their name says the Interlagos interlude can be completed with assists. I'm sure it can. The only thing you probably find is you might need to, the more assists you have on, typically the more upgrades you need to apply. So you just need to be mindful of that. If you do use assists, your car will typically run slower, and therefore to achieve the target in that particular goal, you typically need to apply extra upgrades to the car. Again, not a big deal if you have the money, but it is a big deal if you don't. Right, so Tier 8 completed. Tier 9, it's a quick race, so we'll leave that for the moment. Same with Tier 11, same with Tier 12, same with Tier 13. Now, apparently we've got an endurance there. Well, we'll leave that for the moment. And there we go. At Tier 16, we do indeed have a head-to-head. Now, before I do this, I'm just going to see how much durability I've got. Like you see, I've still got quite a bit of durability left. So, head-to-head around Circuit de Catalunya. And we've done an hour's worth of racing. So, if we do another hour's, we should be in a position to download and at least have initial look at the update. I won't be doing anything in the update this evening, but we will download it and just take a quick sneak peek, see if it is as good or as bad as people think it is. Yeah, back end giving up on me there. There we go. Very close. Look at that, I'm only 10 yards ahead, so this is going to be a close one. Oh, right, I've gone off track. Might even lose. There we go, almost. He's knocked me off. Might lose this one. No, lost it. There we go. Didn't win. I have to do that one again. It's my own fault. Made quite a few errors in that one. Right, so we'll just do a retry. Let's get this right this time. And I think what we'll do is, after this, I'll do a cut. See how we get on with the cut. Again, I'm only just ahead. I need to keep it as clean as I can. A lot easier said than done when you've got 0 assists. Okay, a little bit better there. Tighter around that corner, still ahead. See if I can be a little bit tidier around these couple of corners. There we go. That's better. There we go, first that time. So, what have we got? Yunus says, sir, if it's okay with you, could you please show me your driving settings in the game? For example, steering sensitivity, etc. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. So if again, sometimes it depends on how you drive, because let me just show you my settings. So driver assists, steering assist is off, traction control is off, brake assist is off. I've only recently turned steering assist from low to off. So as a result, what I've also done is increase the steering sensitivity to 5. Now the reasons why I say it might matter, it doesn't. Sometimes people are different. So what I did to begin with is I didn't just turn them all off. I gradually improved. Now, again, people are different. Some people just go, I'm turning them all off and I'm learning the hard way, which is fine. But to begin with, what I did is, let's turn them all on. The first thing I did is I dropped brake assist to low. So that should be your first decision. Brake assist to low usually means that you can go a little bit quicker. The next thing I did is I turned traction control off. Typically on a lap that's about a minute long, you typically go a second quicker with traction control off. Yes, it's harder to manage, but once you've mastered it, you're quicker on a 1 minute lap. Then I changed steering assist to low. And then the hardest bit for me was then turning brake assist off. This is the biggest learning curve. Brake assist off is very hard because you've got to know where your braking zones are. And they're different per car. So it does take a lot to master that. And I would probably suggest I'm still mastering that. Now, the interesting thing is when I had this setting, steering assist on low, my steering sensitivity was set to 2. So when I moved it to off, I moved my steering sensitivity up to 5. Now what will happen, hopefully over a period of time, is I'll slowly bring this back down to 2. But at the moment, I'm going to leave it at 5. So, yep, there we go. There's my settings. Now, I think somebody was asking another question to do with Koenigsegg as well. So let's have a look. Yeah, so Deep Groove says, do you have any Koenigsegg cars? So again, if we go into the garage, we go to the road collection and we do a search for Koenigsegg, which I think is all the way down here. There we go. So I've got all 10 Koenigsegg cars. So I've got the CCXR, the Agera R, the Regera, and the Regera is fully upgraded. We've got the 1-to-1, again, fully upgraded. We've got the Agera RS, again, fully upgraded. Got the Jesco, not upgraded, but there might be an opportunity to do that in the next release. The Jesco Absolute, also fully upgraded. The Gemera, we talked about that earlier on. I've got that fully upgraded. The CC850, I think that's the newest car in the game from Koenigsegg, also fully upgraded. So I've spent some money on the Koenigsegg's, to be fair. Right, there we go. Let's go back into the racing. Have we got any other questions? Jonas says, thank you very much for your interest. No problem at all. So the account ending coat says, it is better to go low on both than driving on steering assist and brakes on high. I would probably say never have brakes on high. Yeah, that should be the very first thing you do. At the very least, drop brakes to low. Eunice says, really more expensive and so beautiful cars. Indeed, they are. Right, let's carry on then racing. So I do believe this will probably be the last race for today in this particular series. So I'm going to do a cup. We've got, and the dynamic circuit is always a pain because it's a single lane track. So it's always very hard to overtake. The only positive side is we've got 10 laps to do it in. So let's see how we get on. 10 laps, 21 cars to overtake. And as you see there, it's all single lane. So it's quite a hard track to overtake on. But we have got 10 laps, so I don't think it's going to be, hopefully, too big a deal. See, I'm only just starting to overtake now. I'm only in 15th. Nice livery there for that car. Well done to that player. Must have taken a bit of time to get settled. Into 9. I'm gonna suffer some damage doing this particular course, I reckon. Okay, so 9 laps to go, 8 cars to overtake. So that's overall positive. So I've got to, if I do 1 overtake per lap, I'll win. You see there how hard it is. Made a right mess of that. I'll get him on here, hopefully. Maybe I won't. Oh, struggling. Fine, we'll get him on this corner. There we go, there we go. Okay, that's the car for this lap. Really could be doing a lot better there than 1 car a lap. There we go, let's get 2. Okay, so we've got 8 laps to go, 6 cars to overtake. There we go, another car overtaken, up into 6. Don't need to worry too much about overtaking another car, so the focus I think would just to be get on the tail of 5th. If an opportunity arises to overtake, perfect. Okay, so 7 laps remain, 5 cars to overtake. Should get this guy. Yeah, there we go, there we go. Slam into the barriers. Sliding all over the place. Okay, so 6 laps to go, 4 cars now to overtake. So long as I get 1 car per lap, we're okay. Now I can get this guy. I'm close enough to overtake him at the next corner, I'm pretty sure of that. There we go. It's a good job we've got plenty of laps, because otherwise this would be a struggle. Okay, so 5 laps left, 3 cars to overtake, but we are catching back markers, and that might be advantage to me, because for some reason they're not very good at overtaking back markers. They pass without even thinking about it. Back markers are not so much. Probably just as well, because I don't think I'm going to overtake anyone on this lap. Okay, so first is just catching back markers now, so hopefully the cars will start to slow down, make it a bit easier to overtake. So I've got 4 laps, 3 cars to overtake. It's not brilliant. You see, there you go, they're all stuck behind the back marker. There we go, that's 1 car overtaken. Okay, there we go, into second. 3 laps left, 1 car to overtake, and he is a little bit ahead, but he's stuck behind the back marker there. I reckon I can go down the inside. No, that didn't work. Okay, there we go, into first. 2 more laps to go after this one. So it took me 8 laps to get to first. I find that the dynamic circuit at the Porsche test track a hard track because it is single lane. Well, that's just me. Okay, so it's the penultimate lap, 50 yards ahead of second. Final lap, 300 yards ahead of second, so barring a disaster, should be a win. And there was the disaster. Acceleration failed, but we've got it back. Alright, there we go. That is first. And that will bring the end of racing for the McLaren P1 today. But we did earn 20 gold from it, so that's fine. So the account ending quote says Koenigsegg are the most overrated cars. Well, not compared to a Peugeot 9X8. Ah, there we go. White Pro says I've just completed Interlagos interlude. Well done indeed. And they said, and I've got it on video. Well done. White Pro says, I honestly love the Interlagos track. Yeah, it takes a bit of time, though, to get into it, I find. But yeah, once you're in the zone, it's a pretty good track. So there we go. That is the end of the P1 for today. So 59%, that'll be back. When will that be back? Probably on Thursday, fingers crossed. So we're going to move on next to the Ford GT Le Mans exclusive series. Now this pays well. 50% pays 35 gold, not to be sniffed at. So the account ending quote says, I'll argue to the wall that the 9X8 is better than any Koenigsegg ever. Well, it's a Peugeot. I win. It's a push it. Oh dear. I'm just playing with you. If somebody said to me, I mean, anyone can buy a Peugeot, so they're not that exclusive. You need a few million to buy Koenigsegg. Right, we're going to do the same again on the Ford GT Le Mans. I'm just going to do the mid-tier races. So on tier 2, we're going to start with the head-to-head around the Grand Prix circuit at Nürburgring. Okay, so we're in the lead. We're only just in the lead, so I need to keep tight on this. A bit off there. They have caught me up a little bit, so I need to try and push away. I mean, the best thing about this track is there is a little double corner at the end, which you can just race straight over. So I think I might do that today. After all, 35 gold is on the table. Yeah, this bit here. So just go over there like so. There we go. That is first and should mean 50%, which should mean 35 gold. Right, okay, so there we go, 1,867 gold. Not a bad tally. Coming up to the next release. Obviously, I reckon a good 500 gold will be spent winning the Push It. I'm just going to say it to wind you up now. Arsenal UK enters the chat. Welcome along and says, go bro. Well, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a try. Right, so on tier 3, let's do the speed record. It's the long circuit around the Porsche test track. Let's see what we can do. Go, 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 go. Oh, a little bit late. Going to be off track here. There we go. A little bit off track, but we did get first. Go. Got a bit of a tap on. It's a bit warm. It's a bit of a hot evening here, even with the fans on. Okay, there we go. Another first. Okay, so it looks like the account ending Coke is a shill for Push It, which is fair enough. Dear. Right, okay, so tier 6, head-to-head around the Bugatti circuit in the evening. Which I never understand why you have evening and night races on tracks. Oh, that's not too bad, actually. On tracks that don't have night lights. That's not too bad. I can cope with that. I can see okay there. There we go. Into the lead. Oh, that's the lead gone. Should be able to get it back though. Bit of an error on my part again there. And a couple of those this evening. There we go, right on his tail again. See if we can get in here then. Final corner. Ooh, maybe not. Close. Oof. I think I might have got second there. No, I got first. There we go. That must be very close though. 118.31 versus 118.318. Doesn't get much closer than that. Right, Tier 8 speed record around the road course at Indianapolis. Now, we'll have a think about this. 210 miles per hour. We'll do it normally, but if I really did want to make absolutely certain, I would just start from behind the start line, so I could use the whole of the straight to get to that target top speed. But we'll take the risk because I still reckon the car can do it before it hits the finish line. Go, can be close. Ooh, I think I just got first there. There we go. That was close though. Again, right at the finish line. Okay, there we go. Tier 8 completed, up to 56%. I'm not entirely sure what servicing like. Let's have a look. Right, probably got the opportunity to do another race. So, as it's a head-to-head, it's not quite so bad. So we'll do a head-to-head around the dynamic circuit at the Porsche test track. Not my favourite track, but when it's a head-to-head, it's not quite so bad. Just look at the advantage given to first place. On the edge there. go. Tight race. Did manage to get first. Okay, there we go. First by quite a bit, to be fair. So just keeping an eye on when the update is available. We're a little bit ahead of schedule at the moment. It looks like it's about 25 minutes away. Right, on to tier 11, speed snap, so we'll leave that alone for the moment. It's a speed record on tier 13 around the road course at Daytona International Speedway. Again, I'll take the risk. I'm just going to go round rather than starting from behind the behind the start line. Let's see what we can do. I've got to get to 215 to get first. So that might be a big ask. We'll see. It is all going to be about coming out of the chicane, I think, how quickly I can come out of that chicane. Not sure that's fast enough. Don't hit the wall. Ooh, look at that, there we go. Again, very close, but we just managed to do it. 216.97 miles per hour, that's first. Killer Boy asks, how much money do you have? Well, there you are. You can see it on screen. 4.4 million M dollars. You can only have a maximum of around about 5 million. R dollars, 618 million. And at the moment, 1,867 gold. So I don't think that's too bad. Going into a new update. But it will be very easy to spend specifically all that gold. It's virtually impossible to spend R dollars, at least in terms of where I am in the game. But there we go. So that is tier 13 speed record done. On to tier 14. There's a head-to-head around Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. That should be quite an interesting track with this car, especially the second half of the track. Let's give it a go. In the lead at this moment in time, 100 yards ahead of second. That could disappear very quickly. Hopefully not, but you never know. go, seem to come through that okay, but I'm only just ahead, so there we go. There we go, first. There we go. End of that car for today. Let's service it. It will be back on Thursday. I had to think then. Yeah, Thursday it'll be back. Okay, so there we go. That's the end of those two series. Earned between them 55 gold. The McLaren P1 sits at 59%, and the Ford GT Le Mans sits at 61%. So there is one more series I've got left to race in, and that is in the motorsports section. And if we go to Track Masters, it is the Audi A5 Touring 2012 in Legacy of Performance, currently at 47%. Potentially earning 15 gold. Now, did have a bit of a problem with, you see there, the Cup, the road course at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which was a 3-lap special. Bit of an interesting one here, because it wasn't a normal start. It was a staggered start. So you're starting at the back, 22nd, and they're all starting as if it's a traditional Indianapolis Motor Speedway track rather than the road course. So I think there's an error there. So I struggled to get anywhere near first. I typically was finishing 5th, 6th, 4th, and then I got a second. But I did have to have quite a few goes on it. Now I have read people having problems on one of the races in tier 10, so I really hope it's the Cup. But right, let's do the elimination, hopefully to open up tier 11. Yeah, let's give it a go. So it's around Francorchamps again. So again, so long as I can finish in the top 3, that'll open up the next tier. I mean, ideally I want to win. Let's see how we get on. Always like to go around the outside on the first corner of this track, just to stay out of trouble. Okay, currently in 4th. There we go, into 3rd. Let's see if we can push forward into 1st now. There we go. Starting to struggle though, up the hill. We are in 1st. Good case of staying there. Easier said than done, that one. Four cars left in the battle. I am only 80 yards ahead a second though, so need to stay focused. About to guarantee that podium though. Go. up to 165 miles per hour, and that's about as fast as this car can go, I'm afraid. Oops, up. A little bit of an error there. Quick, sort that out. Oof. Number one. There we go. That was a bit close in the end. Lord Night Moon says for 10.3 you need a bot slowing. Okay. I think I'll just come back to it. Because yeah. So you know what? It's a bit weird. I actually found it easier to race online than I did to race offline. So I was able to get second when I was racing against copies of human opponents. Whereas if I raced offline and therefore I'm only racing computer opponents, I struggle to get anywhere near top 3. Strange one. There we go. Tier 11 opened up. 49%. We'll start with drag race, I think. So Lord Night Moon says, in terms of 10.3, you have to help by doing speed snap 5 to 10 times, getting 8th place. I do think if that is the case, things like that are just silly. And it does suggest there's an error in the game, which obviously the developers will never admit to. Well, immediately what shot up out at me is the fact that it was not a normal start for that type of track. So immediately my thought was, hello, this doesn't seem right. 22 cars and we're all sort of like racing behind each other. And lo and behold. So I think they've made a mistake in terms of how that race should start. But as I said, I don't think they'll ever admit it. Right, so we did manage to get first there for the drag race. So what I'm going to do next... Oh, there we go. 50% achieved. So more gold coming my way. I believe it was 15. There we go. 15 gold. 1,882 gold. We'll do the national circuit at Silverstone next. Now, I believe this is my least favourite track at Silverstone because it's just so very hard to overtake on. So 4 laps isn't a great number of laps to get from 22nd, I think, to first. Okay, so 3 laps to go, 5 cars to overtake. Outside chance of getting first, I'd say, at this moment in time. Losing it like that won't help. Okay, 2 laps, 3 cars. It's 1 down. There we go. Got to second. Oh, lost it, lost it, lost it. Okay, so 1 lap to go, 1 car to overtake, and yeah, might have just messed that up at the end there, unfortunately. I think I'm just a little bit too far behind, which is a shame. We'll take second for the moment. Daisy. So we did get first there by Crook, but why not? AMG Performance 65 says hi, welcome along, good to see you again. And Meteo Bro 25 says bro please. Okay, I don't know what that means, but welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. It's always very much appreciated. Hopefully we're only about 5 minutes away from the next release, so we'll carry on playing. I'm not going to service the car because there is an endurance, so we might have an opportunity of completing the endurance with a car that needs servicing. Doesn't always work, especially when you're online. Ideally you need to be offline, but let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. See, there we go. 6.2 is second, so we could get to second, but I can't see me getting to first with 11.2. So it could be a day of seconds. For the moment, we'll carry on going. Even though the car does need servicing, I do think I can get to about 8 miles, but I don't think I can get to 11. So I think at the moment, second is the best I can get. There we go. into, well, 2 miles, 4 miles to go to get to second. Fortunately, plenty of cars to overtake, just as well, because I'm a bit on the low side in terms of second. Okay, into 6. Miles on the clock. Oh, lost it a bit there. That might cost me. That might cost me as well. Whoa. Maybe I won't get to second. I think I do need to overtake this car to have an outside chance. There we go. Should give me enough to get to the finish line. "24 seconds, that should be enough to get to second, but as I said, I thought I was going to get to 8 miles, I don't think I'm going to get to 8. We have got third, have got second. There we go, just about got past that car. Now, if the game was offline, would have got first, even with a car needing to be serviced. Okay, so there we go. That is the end of racing for today. So let's have a look and see if the release is available. If not, we'll just provide a video of it in tomorrow's stream. There we go. So that is the end of racing for today. I suppose what we could do just to finish off, go back to the time trial and see if I can't remember if I fully serviced the car in the time trial or whether or not it still had some durability. Oh, it's ended. There we go. The event, the weekly time trial, has ended. So is the update available? The answer to that is, at the moment, no. No, it is not. Let's have a look. Ooh, no. Okay, so there we go. Update at the moment not available. It should be available very shortly. So I guess what we'll have to do is end the stream there, and what I'll do is I'll record the update and show that video in tomorrow's stream, where the intention will be to do the first event that is open. With it being a motorsports event, I think the plan will be to do it over 2 days, because no doubt I will hit the 250,000 $250,000 cap. All right, there we go. So, end of racing for today. We will be back tomorrow with the new update, and so therefore an event. Hopefully that will be fun. It's just a shame we've only got 2 new cars in the update, but we'll have a closer look. And you never know, there might even be some flash sales available tomorrow. So plenty sort of to look forward to. As I said, I will attempt to win the Peugeot in tomorrow's stream. As I said, because it's motorsports, I'll probably end up doing that event over 2 days, because I'll end up hitting the $M cap. All right, so thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the comments in the chat. It's always very much appreciated. If you've enjoyed the video, then please give it a thumbs up or a like. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, then please subscribe to the channel, The Fifth Guardian, on YouTube, or follow The Fifth Guardian on Rumble. Okay, with that being said, or whatever is left of your day, I hope it's a very good one. I hope to see you tomorrow when we'll be racing the first event in the next update. Until then, thank you very much and goodbye.